Well, aloha! It's Friday. Well, here we are. Here we are. 1st of August. Man, year is almost, year is over half. The year is definitely halfway over. And here in Southern California, we are getting into the heat again. First part of the week, we were okay. This weekend, we're going to be back being hot. So if you're going to go look at homes, just be prepared. It's going to be hot. Hopefully they'll have the air conditioner on for you when you're going to go look. But let's talk about today's housing market. Looks like interest rates are beginning to fall a little bit. I think the Fed's going to have to make a decision soon. The jobs rates weren't quite as high as everyone wanted them to be, so the Fed's going to have to do something. But the housing market's going through a bit of a transition, as everyone knows. We still have the higher interest rates than we did a few years ago, and it's keeping buyers from getting into the market. And the supply of homes have been low, but it's starting to inch up a little bit. So you need to be working with an agent if you're interested in buying or selling right now, so that they can help you through this period, so that you can adjust your strategies or the expectations of what today's market's going to bring you. So let's look at some of the things, some of the most common ones of the strategies or mistakes that people are making when they're selling their home. First one, overpricing your home. Yep. Many sellers set their asking price too high, and that's why there's an uptick in homes with price reductions today. Everyone thought, yeah, we'll put it at the upper level and see what's going to happen. Well, that's not how it really works. You can really in a crazy seller's market, but we're not in a crazy seller's market. There isn't a lot of inventory, but there aren't a lot of buyers out there looking either. So an unrealistic price will deter potential buyers. What happens is you price the house so high, you're cutting the amount of buyers reducing the amount of buyers that are going to look at your house. If you put it in a moderate range of what the house is really worth, you're going to attract more buyers. And there is the potential at that point to get into a bidding war, and you may even get the higher price. So let's look at that. And you don't want it sitting on the market forever and going through reduction. That puts a big down arrow on the MLS. And so that's not a good thing. As the National Association of Realtors explains, some sellers are pricing their homes higher than ever because they can. But this may drive away serious buyers and result in unapproved appraisals. That's the other thing. To avoid falling into this trap, partner with a pro like me, Jamie Barber Homes, and we can go through how to price your home. You also have, if it won't appraise, then we've got that appraisal gap between your loan and the appraisal gap. And if as a buyer, the buyers will have to come up with money to bridge that gap. It's much better to have your house appraised. So let's also look at you may be skipping the small stuff. That's important repairs. Thinking you can pass the task on to your buyer, but visible issues, even if they're small, can turn off potential buyers and result in lower offers or demands for concessions. As Money Talk News said, home shoppers like to turn on the lights, flush the toilets, run the water, and if these basic things don't work, they may assume you skipped other maintenance. Homes that appear neglected are not likely to fetch the top price. If you want to get your house ready to sell, the best place to turn, again, is advice from me, your realtor. I'll be happy to walk through your house and point out what the small things that need to be done. Putting paint, if your daughter or son has moved out and on their way to college and they painted their bedroom pretty outrageous during their high school years, it's might be time to make it off-white, eggshell, something that a buyer walking into the house can go, Yeah, I can live here. Also, you may not be looking at things objectively. Buyers today are feeling the pinch of high home prices and mortgage rates. With affordability that tight, they may come in an offer that's lower than what you wanted to see, especially if you didn't stage or price your market, um, or price your house or market your house well. It's important you don't take this personally. Remember, they're looking to buy a house. You're looking to sell your house. It's not personal. It's a financial transaction. Getting overly emotional can at the risk, put your sale at risk. As an article from Ramsey Solutions said, remember, the buyer is not a reflection of their opinion of your home or your housekeeping abilities. The offer is not. The sale of your home is strictly a business transaction. Just like I said, if they start out with a low offer, don't take it personally and get emotional. Instead, channel that energy towards negotiating. Work with your agent, make a counteroffer. There are many times when we're looking to put in an offer, buyer wants to go in a low. I said, okay, let's do that. Let's start a point where we can begin the negotiations. Begin the negotiations. Now, some people are just unwilling to negotiate. Now, because the supply of homes is starting to grow and the interest rates are starting to come down, that means that buyers are going to have more options. And with that comes more negotiating power. As a seller, you may see more buyers getting an inspection, requesting repairs, asking for help with closing costs. You need to be prepared for those conversations. As U.S. News Real Estate explained, if you receive an offer for your house and that isn't quite what you'd hoped it would be, expect to negotiate. The only way to come to a successful deal is to make sure that the buyer also feels like he or she benefits. Win-win. Consider offering to cover some of the buyer's closing costs or agree to a credit for minor repair that the inspectors found. I, as an agent, will be happy to walk you through what levers you may want to pull based on your own skills, your own goals, budgets, and time frame. I'm a very good negotiator. Most real estate agents are very good negotiators. Let us help. Now, you need to use a real estate agent. Partnering with an agent helps prevent mistakes from happening in the first place. This makes trying to sell your home without an agent the biggest mistake of all. Real estate agents, we have experience, expertise in pricing, marketing, negotiating, much more, staging. Our knowledge streamlines the selling process and usually results in drumming up more interest and ultimately get you a higher price. The bottom line of all this, if you want to avoid mistakes, work with me, Jamie Barber at Jamie Barber Homes, and I'd be happy to help you. If you don't want to work with me, which would be a mistake, just make sure you work with the top agent in your neighborhood because that's what we do day in and day out. All right. Well, have a great weekend. It's going to be warm, like I said, and it's the 1st of August. Head to the beach if you can, in your pool, in the neighborhood pool, in the condo pool, in the apartment pool, whatever. Just stay warm, get in the air conditioning, and it's Aloha Friday. No work till Monday. Well, of course, unless you're in retail sales, hospitality, or you're a real estate agent, we're working this weekend. So have a great weekend. Enjoy the warmth. And let's hope that the Fed makes a decision and it brings those rates down more. Because today, the rates were the lowest they've been all year. So we're moving in the right direction. Well, aloha. Have a great weekend. My information's in the comments below. Bye now.